The Academic Staff Union of Universities said the union is willing to end its 7-month-old strike if concrete agreements are reached with the federal government. These issues remain persistent, but do you see any end to the strike in sight any moment now?
Anything can happen. You know, with these politicians, um, you never can predict. I saw a story indicating that Mr. President had a meeting with pro-chancellors. Now, after the meeting with pro-chancellors, we've been told that the president will continue the consultation. He should go ahead and have another meeting with vice-chancellors. You know, the Minister of Education had a meeting with pro-chancellors and vice-chancellors. And after that meeting, the vice-chancellors came up with their own suggestions to end this strike. It was a very, very valid, very good suggestion. And if the VCs can come up with such a suggestion, I expect the federal government to look at the suggestions that the VCs came up with and attempt to end this logjam. It does not dignify the government to allow this strike to go on. People abusing ASUU, they fail to bear in mind the fact that ASUU itself has been treated shabbily by government. You don't enter into an agreement and suddenly refuse to implement the agreement. Why did you sign in the first place? Did anybody put a gun to your neck? Now, Mr. President is saying something that in future, nobody should sign agreements that will be unimplementable. But the people who signed the agreement, nobody put a gun to their neck. They read through before agreeing. And even if you want to blame the Jonathan regime or even the Yaradua regime for the 2009 agreement, how about the memorandum of action that the Buhari regime's representative signed in 2020, leading to the end of the strike? Why hasn't the government implemented agreement that it is signed without being forced? So these are the issues. And a lot of the demands are still there. UTAS, ASUU is saying, okay, there was a test conducted between IPs, UTAS, and other payment platforms. Release the result of the test. When you release the result of the test, we will abide by the outcome. We'll go with the platform that came first. Why is it difficult for government to agree to that? Why are you insisting that everybody should be enrolled on IPPIS? As if the IPPIS is the silver bullet that will put an end to corruption in our country. With IPPIS in place, are we not seeing people stealing billions of naira, including an accountant general of the federation? So this is the thing. You don't get into agreement with people and then suddenly refuse to implement the agreement. No. It makes no sense. That's why this strike has continued. Where is the report of the visitation panel to universities? Why not release the results? What is holding it? The end academic allowance says that these lecturers are asking for. What are you going to do about it? How long is it going to take to pay? So you shouldn't get into agreements that you know in your heart that you are not going to implement. It's unconscionable to do that. So I just hope that the president would continue this consultation. Having met with the pro-chancellors, he should go ahead and meet with the VCs. So by meeting with the VCs, hopefully we'll have the solution to this problem. We've got to meet with the VCs. The VCs have come with a very good set of ideas that can put an end to this nonsensical strike. So it is up to government to implement those ideas that the VCs have come up with. You can't say that the VCs are biased. Yes, they are part of the university system, but they've told you the truth. Trying to use people to break ASUU strike, and it will not put an end to the strike. This is not the first time that ASUU will go on a long strike like this. Government has to take the practical steps to put an end to the strike, not trying to use some lecturers to break the strike. And the funding of education has to improve in our country. Why should countries like Ghana be spending much more on education than Nigeria?
Right.
Why can't we do better? We spend a lot of money on defense, and we are seeing evidence now that some of the money gets looted.
That's the thing.
Yes,